Good morning, chat. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, the Tomato Man. How are you? Blender time. It's blender time, baby. Okay. Let's see. Let me move that out the way. Put a blender. Cannot see my YouTube chat. Let's see here. Here we go. I'm doing good, thank you. Doing just fine. Working on these sci-fi assets. They are almost ready to go. Almost completely ready to go, which is pretty exciting. Not gonna lie. This is apparently not getting fed from the correct chat, which is slightly annoying, but oh well. Let's see here. Let me go back to the thing. So we were in the process of exporting. That's why there's literally every single thing is visible right now. There's a tool called batch export you can get. It's an add-on. It lets you do huge batch exports, which is pretty sweet. When you're doing like massive asset packs like that. Hold on, let me move my mic a little closer. Here we go. So I managed to get everything exported and tested in Unity, which is the most annoying of the commonly used engines, in my opinion, to bring assets into. But in particular with FBX, but we've almost got it done. So today what we're going to do is we're going to... Naoku, good morning. What's good today, my dude? We are going to be adding a couple more assets to this pack for... it's like I started doing a weekly... like a booster pack of assets for my patrons. So that's what we're going to be designing today. I'm gonna go to build, and I'm just gonna think about making some other little additional assets for the sci-fi pack that might be fun. I also need to check and make sure I only have a few of these materials, which I do. But sometimes they duplicate and take up a lot more space than they ought to. Hey, Webbo! I'm assuming that's P-Web. How's it going? Just making a couple extra assets today. So I was just saying that one of the things I've started doing for patrons is making like a weekly booster pack of assets. So it'll be anywhere between 5 and 10 just additional assets on whatever the theme of the current theme is. Since the current theme is sci-fi, that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's see. My microphone is directly in my face. See if I can move it. Sorry about the noise, chat. All good. Good. YouTube is being a butt right now. That's alright. Borbor Boban, what can you do with those assets? You can do all kinds of things with those assets. Let me see. Let me see here. I'll show you an example. Alright, let me turn on my screen capture here. Let me shut that off. Alright, so these assets let you, like, they're modular asset packs, right? So you can build whatever you want out of them. That's the idea. You bring them into a game engine or even in Blender just to make dioramas. In a game engine, they'll just use them as, like, building your levels. Here's some examples that I made while I was putting it together. Essentially, you can just build your game with them. They're free. I mean, they're CC0. I'm giving them away. So you just put it together and... yeah, scenes and stuff. Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, so just a bunch of stuff like this. And then you can put it in engine, which I can do... I'll do a little later. Hello, Sakigake. Did I say that correctly? Welcome. Good to see you again. I have no idea if my alerts are working or not. I just set them up. But yeah, so you get little scenes like this, stuff like that. Turn that off. There we go. Alright, so we're going to make a couple extra little assets. Can't be value like that? Exactly. So the kind of the model that I'm operating on is I'm going to do like 80-90% of the assets are going to be free. Like more than enough to build your scenes and stuff out of. And then if people want to support me by chipping in, I don't know, $3 or $4, something like that, like nothing crazy, I'll have some extra assets that they can get on top of that. And then I'll do one more tier on top of that, say $8 or $10, whatever. And then there'll be a bunch more assets and you'll get access to the original blend file and stuff like that. That way, there's the option for people who just want some fun assets. They can just grab them and use them. They can use them in their game. CC0 means you can use it for personal, educational, or commercial with no attribution. So they're just there. And that license remains the same even if you're buying a pack or just grabbing it. It's just the ones that you pay for will have a couple more assets in them. Thanks for recommending Huion pen tablet. Just bought secondhand Huion RTP 700. It's like a Wacom one, but cheaper, to be honest. Yes. Huion has been good to me and my channel. In fact, stay tuned for something more about that. Coming up very, very soon. But I can't recommend them highly enough. They've actually been amazing to deal with. Anytime I've had an issue with a product they've sent me, they have sorted it out immediately. They're just awesome. And they make great stuff. Their products are so good and reasonable in terms of pricing. Tomato Man, are you going to make anything with them yourself, like an animation or something? Yeah. I mean, I've made a bunch of images already, but I also want to put them in a level and run around. I don't know if you were here, Tomato Man, before, but I'll show you the centrifuge so you can see some of the animation stuff we've done already. Why can I not see it? Oh, props, there we go. So I've animated some of them. Now I can texture painting and sculpting in peace. Yes, with a pen tablet for sure. It's really, really nice to have. What's up, Joshua Marsh? Hope everything's going great today. It is going great today. It's a good day. We're going to be making some extra assets for the asset pack. The regular, like the full basic pack is done. I'm just finishing up some kind of graphic design and stuff. Posting it on itch.io. I'm going to post it on Gumroad. Maybe Blender Market as an asset pack. I got just marketing crap I got to do, basically. But, yeah. We can bring that back here. I also, evidently, I'm going to have to get my, my stream elements sorted out for YouTube because the chat should be showing up right here, but it's not. So, I'm just going to shut that off for the time being. I'll turn my banner back on. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. So, let's get going. Let's shut the centrifuge off. What are we gonna add? Let's see. Class is starting, so I have to go, but hope everyone has a nice day. Thanks, Tomato Man. Hope you have a good class. Let's see, what are we gonna design here? I had some thoughts about this the other day. Okay. I don't really have any thoughts in my brain, so I'm just gonna start with the shape and see what we get. So, this 4x4 square is freaking... What's the link for your itch? There's nothing up there yet, but I will send you the link. Just give me 1 second here. Nothing up there yet, but it will be probably later today. Here we go. That's where the assets will be. Thinking maybe just some sort of kind of generic sci-fi looking thing. Transforms origin to geometry. Hey David, how's it going? Let me make sure I can see my Twitch chat also. I have one viewer on Twitch. I wonder if it's A1. Twitch following is much smaller than YouTube following. Want to bevel that? I think maybe. Alright. How am I going to make this thing look sci-fi and weird? What do I want to put on it? You know what I was thinking of doing, actually? Maybe I can make this the display for that. I was thinking of making like a little starship display stand. Something like that. So we can use this as a base for a different shape also. Oh, let me just double check that my screen trace. I'm gonna put this on a quarter just to make it a little more smooth. Yeah, good. Oopsies. Scale it down. I'm thinking nothing fancy here. I'm just thinking something along the lines of Star Trek ship or something. It's going to delete any faces I don't need. This actually, this cylinder has 32 faces. It's not what I need. 12 is going to be plenty. Here we go. Probably plenty, and then I will also I'll delete the faces on the top and bottom of this as well, just so I can save a little bit in geometry. What's up, Aonarak? Goodness, Seul. I can never say that correctly. If all else fails, add random lines with emissions. That's exactly the plan, Nyoku. Exactly right. All right. Let's see. Mesh. Let's just do We'll do another cylinder. Molten, have you ever messed with Instamat? Just learned about it last night and I'm curious about it. Yes, I have. It's awesome. It's basically a free version of Substance Painter. It operates under the same license as most of the game engines, so if you make less than $100,000 a year, it's free. It's completely free to use for whatever media. Unless you're planning to publish a game with it. But it has that same type of licenses, Unreal and Unity and all that stuff, which makes it extremely accessible. It's also extremely good. Although I did encounter a problem with it where when you put a gradient on something, it looks really rough because there's you can set per channel, like the RGB channel for example, you can set the bit depth, and by default it's set to 8 bits, so it looks really rough, but you can set it up to 32 and it'll look buttery smooth. In fact, in a couple minutes I'll show you an asset I made with Instamat. What's up, Mega Father? How's it going? Something like that. I think I want to grab this face. I'm going to inset it. I want to move it forward, extrude it up, and scale it down. Something like that. That should be fine. Molten, why when I use bucket at texture paint, I am lagging so hard? Like, you talking about the fill tool? Yeah, basically, anytime Blender has to do a lot of things with a lot of pixels, like even just filling in a lot of pixels, it's gonna lag. It's like, hi Peach Boba, how's it going? Yeah, it's gonna lag. I don't know why it's not super efficient at it. But it's the same thing with the smudge tool. Like if you have a texture, if you're texture painting and you use the soften tool here, or the smudge tool, the soften one in particular because it's averaging a lot. Oh, excuse me, chat. Pardon me while I choke on my own lungs. Let's see, what do we want to do for the body here? Just gonna grab this here, cursor to selected. I'm gonna add a cube. Like this. Just want to make sure I'm deleting all of the faces I don't need. And mirroring in texture paint. Yep, exactly. Anytime it has to do, basically anytime it has to do anything processor heavy with pixels, it's not the most efficient at that. I think maybe, we grab these and scale them down? I just want to see what it looks like. Yeah, something like that. This doesn't have to be crazy. But oh yeah, Melton, how long you used Blender for? How many years? Oof. Since Blender 2.79. I don't know, I think like, I want to say 5 years, but that can't be right. I think 4 years. 2020, I think, is when I started. Something like that. Alright, I'm also going to add in a... We do it with UV sphere? No. UV sphere, yes, okay. Something like that. I'm going to make the nacelles now. To do that, I'm going to go here, left. I'm going to grab all of these faces, delete these faces. I'm going to grab this... Oop. This edge loop. I'm going to extrude it in the Y. Something like that. Delete these faces. Let's do this here. AGY. I'm going to add a mirror modifier on the Y. clipping on, mirror empty. There we go. Let's isolate this. Let's apply that. See if we have to clean up any geometry. We don't, but we also don't need this, so I can dissolve it. There we go, we got a nacelle. It's actually really, really high poly for what I need, so I'm going to delete it and start again. Let's see. I'm just going to use a cylinder here, just basically one of these. I'm just going to duplicate this and move it up. Rotate it. Scale it up. Scale it down in the Y. Just apply that. There we go. Something like that. I want to keep it really, 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 really simple, chat. Really simple. What we could do, though, scale these down a little bit. Scale up the other side. I don't think anybody's going to be confused about what this is, do you? Alright, let's see. Maybe this one we can go here. Alright, sweet. Yeah, I don't know if my alerts are working or not. Spaceship from Star Trek, you betcha. Just a little homage to some fun stuff. Let's do this here. Actually, I'm not going to duplicate this yet. I'm going to go here. I'm going to delete these. Yeah, just so I can fix this one first. Pretty iconic? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do this here. Whoopsies, I changed my group. Not what I wanted to do. Did I turn on walls? Whoops, there we go. Right. Yeah, something like that. Mirror modifier, mirror on the X with the mirror empty. I'm not going to apply that yet because I may make some more changes. These. Let's do this by hand, it's fine. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Oopsies. This one here, extrude, don't grab, extrude. Something like that, there we go. I really like the way that's connecting, so maybe what I'll do here, I'll just do that, grab these, something like that. Does that look any better? Not really. Okay, let's grab these then, we'll fix this. Looks, it's like a Y-Wing had a baby with Enterprise. Exactly. I would love to do an X-Wing and a Y-Wing at some point, like a proper high-res model would be sick. Millennium Falcon is one I've thought about as well. That would be an undertaking though, goodness me. Alright, let's actually... Ah, it looks like Voyager actually, doesn't it? It really does. It's alright, I didn't mind Voyager. If you look at the Star Trek ones, the beams connecting the nacelles go down and then back up. Oh yeah, they swoop, don't they? That's fine. Wasn't sure how accurate you were trying to go with it. Yeah, no, just more or less spaceship looking. This is honestly, this is just to get my creative juices flowing because I'm trying to think of what other assets I can add to the pack. Okay, let's probably put this on the center one last. Oopsies, I gotta apply this first. Mesh. Control J. Okay. Let's just isolate these so I can see what's happening. Oh yeah, it's in there, okay. Alright. Might be a bit big still, but okay, cursor to world origin, origin to 3D cursor. Let's put that atlas on this fella. See the ship. Grab this bit. And let's grab this fella. I want to make this like bronze or something. Add some little details on the ship after. Have you added like a sonic shower for the living quarters or a replicator? No, that's a good idea though. Excellent idea, thank y'all. Right. I feel like this and this should be below. See with these, probably these two. probably fine, honestly. Let's apply that. Just help that stay a little sharper. Molten, I love that method of using gradient page for matte colors. Did you create that page yourself? No, actually. I'm using one by a dude named Imfenzia, who's a YouTuber and an asset creator himself. He's awesome. Learned a lot from him. And it's just a gradient texture. This is his gradient texture, which anybody can download. In fact, he has a newer one that has a lot more stuff on it, but this is just an older one I grabbed. It is a great method. It really is. Alrighty. I want to see how big this is on a table, so let me just turn on my table. Props. Furniture. I should probably make a desk or something then also. Let's turn on furniture. Need to turn props on. They're all going to be visible. Oh dear. That's fine. That's fine. This is the one I'm after. It's a bit big. Maybe something like that. All transforms, origin to 3D cursor. There you go. Nice little bonus asset there. In fact, let me move this into a new collection. Weekly booster assets. There we go. Now I will be able to find them. I really like how consistent it makes the whole pack look. It really does. And I was comparing my my asset pack to some other creators, just in terms of the file size. The file size of mine is larger, but that's because I use 3 times the materials. A lot of asset creators out there will use just a single actual material. Like, it's very common to just use this one texture, gradient atlas. That's very common to do for low poly assets. But most of the time they kind of shy away from using 3 different materials. But I don't really care. I'm going to do it anyway. If people want me to make assets without these, that's totally doable too. It's really easy to do. But I like that, like, you know, if I go to, let me switch to cycles here. I just like I like having the option to do emissive and metallic textures. Like, this also should probably be metallic. Let's do that. Let's go here. Switch. Oh, let's just do this. Okay. Let's unselect these. Deselect them, I should say. Are these unselected? Nope. There we go. Yeah, just that little bit of material kind of variation makes a huge difference, I find. So I like to keep it. It really, like, because it's like each of these different materials is going to be a different draw call in engine, so it is going to consume more memory to use it. But the assets are so ridiculously low, like they're so low, it should hardly matter. Like, now, to be fair, I'm not a dev, so I don't know what kind of problems they encounter. I do know, though, that generally speaking, anything under 10,000 polys is considered low poly. And these are like, I mean, this is what, 1,000 tries? So it's gonna be 1,000 tries in engine. That's not very much. And it's always referencing a single image. Like, all of these materials use the same image, they just have different material characteristics. One texture, bunch of different materials. All right, enough of that. Let's put this back at the center. Hide our table. It's a replicator. Okay, I have an idea about that. Let's do cube. Scale it down. Scale it a little less in the Y. Something like that. Duplicate it. Make it a little shorter. Let's scale this down a little bit. Not quite that much. This one to be a little bit more square for contrast. Or do I? Yeah, I think I do. Give it a try. We can always change it if we don't like it. If I position these in a clever way, I can avoid some geometry that I don't need. I can hide some. Okay, let's see. I don't really like it being square like that. Let's do this. Let's make this one a bit taller, scooch it down. Let's see. Doesn't really need to be super complicated, it just needs to look like something. So let's see what we got here. I think I'm gonna try and draw some curves using an add-on. Oopsies. Just delete that. It's maybe better done actually. Different way. You could do a wall of lockers for the crew's personal belongings. That's also a very good idea. Excellent idea. Right, I'm going to subdivide this just so I can get tables. Reduce the tension. Resolution down. 12. There we go. Let's just convert that to a mesh. Let's do one more. Here to here. Resolution down. Tension down. Radius down. Let's make this one a bit smaller. Okay, let's convert that to a mesh also. Oops, RX90. Is that a button? Couple buttons. I'm back for now. I gotta start prepping my breakfast. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. For the replicator, I think the most recognizable element in my mind is a slot for the food to drop into. Get something like, should I push this back maybe? Something like that. Honestly, like a fountain drink dispenser kind of look. Just stylized in sci-fi. Gonna make some eggs and bacon. Good old breakfast. We could do that here. Let's grab this thing. Let's grab these. That should be the open side, yep. Oops, I put them too far back. Good grief. Wrong button. There we go. Let's try it out. Is there anything with modifiers on it? Shouldn't be. No? Great. Why are you on tweak? There we go. Where exactly are these? Right. That's fine. I constantly accidentally hit the W key and change from tweak to box select. Hate when that happens. I really, really do. Drives me crazy. Or when I like toggle visibility settings by accident. That drives me nuts also. Should probably also be blue, hey? That prop reminds me of one of those Resident Evil 2 puzzles where you had to mix the colored liquids in the right order to solve it. That'd be fun. The worst is when you hit a hotkey and have no idea what you hit or how to get back to it. Isn't that like the first... Oh, hello A1. Oh, sorry I missed your message. Hello. Isn't that like the first experience in Blender for everybody? I remember that. I remember when it was like... I would just hit a button and everything would be destroyed. And I'd have to close Blender and restart it and hope that my interface was back to normal. I remember that. I don't know how many times I started typing a message in Discord. Crushing hotkeys in Blender. Same. Been there. Alright, let's, I'm gonna just do some manual shading here. Just gonna make the inside of this a little bit darker manually. So we got some lighting information, but I also want to be deliberate with my colors. That way we get a little extra detail for free. Let's take anything that's facing upwards. I don't want to do this. Let's go to... Ooh, actually, what I should do, Control IH, can I get rid of this face? Yes, yes I can. I can probably do the same thing here. I'm gonna select this, oops, Control I, hide everything else, get rid of the face on the bottom. I think the bottom and top of this one I can do, so Alt H. L to select linked, Control I to invert, H to hide. Grab the top and the bottom face and delete them. Alt H to unhide. And then we can do the same thing with this one here. So L, Control I, H, delete. How's that? That's alright. These are still really dense, so I'm gonna see if I can see if I can simplify them. I'm gonna have to isolate these first. H, there we go. Am I using a tablet or mouse and keyboard? Right now I'm using a mouse and keyboard. No, I do have a tablet though. But for this, I'm just doing mouse and keyboard. Traumatic pre-donut tutorial memories intensify. 100%. I'm glad I'm not the only one who experienced this, chat. I really am very happy about that because, man, does that ever suck when you start. I can't imagine that any 3D software really is very kind of easy to learn, but man, because Blender's so hotkey dependent, it can be just a brutal learning experience. Did this divide evenly? It did. Okay, good. That's much better. Starting to center-ish. There we go. Okay. Feel much better about that. How are we doing in terms of size here anyway? 1356? Okay, it's not bad. 656? Yeah. Could probably simplify those as well. I don't think it matters though. I could, oh, you know what I could do? Oh no, I did it again, chat. Visibility hotkeys, go away. I'm gonna unassign those at some point. I will do that. I swear I'll do that. There we go. I just want to assign this to emissive. Why is that so weak? Is this really close to another face? It's not at all. Okay. Assign it to Atlas emissive, and let's change its color. Oh, it's super dark, that's why. Alright. I also... let's see. Thinking. That being said, you ever try your hand at VR sculpting? I have not. I've tried... I've played around in Blender in VR before, and that was disorienting and a lot of fun. But VR sculpting sounds like it would be a lot of fun for sure. Okay, let's move that into weekly booster assets. For those of you who are just tuning in or don't know, I have just started doing weekly booster assets, so I give away... I'm going to be giving away these assets for free, with kind of additional assets available on top of that if you want to chip in and support the creation of the assets. But patrons get all of the assets I release, like all of them, including all of the higher tier ones and the blend files, plus these weekly booster assets, which you can only get through Patreon. That's what I'm working on right now. I wonder if we should just do some more, like, just really simple greebly bits down here. Just to give it a little more interest. Because we're always trying to balance big, medium, small when we're designing, right? Big shapes, medium shapes, small shapes. So that actually makes me think that I should... Just gonna inset this, scale it. Where do I want it? Here? Something like that, just to break it up. You know what I think? I think I don't like the bottom of it. So what I'm gonna do is grab this. Just gonna do this and then extrude along normals. So it has like a base. Yeah, that's better. Now it looks more grounded. It's actually a thing you would set down. Alright, cursor to world origin. All transforms. Origin to 3D cursor. That one's good to go. ShapeLab is the program that caught your eye for VR sculpting. It's something I'd love to try if I'm able to get my rig upgraded. I do not have a VR rig. I was using one of my best friend's rigs to try it out before. I tell you, chat, this is something's not sitting right with me here. I'm just gonna fiddle around with this and see if I can get it to a place where I like it better. This is kind of more on theme with the asset pack. I don't know if I want it to be super saturated though. Somewhere there is not terrible. Don't like that. Let's change it again. Let's go back here. Let's move that to the orange as well. I also think maybe these would be better being a different color. I don't actually mind them being dark. Also, I think I would like this to be darker. Like that. That feels better. Did you add a subdivision surface to get the shape of the boxes? No, I just beveled them. I just took a regular box and beveled it. So if I hide this, I just do a box. I just grabbed all the edges and beveled it like that with 2 levels of bevel. That's it. 2 steps. Alright, what we got? We have a little ship display, a little food replicator. I think Anorak suggested some lockers. So let's do some lockers. Mesh cube. In case you're wondering why every single time I add a cube, I go into edit mode from front view and I hit A, G, Z1. That's just to get the origin directly at the bottom of the cube because I can scale it from there. And since I'm trying to scale it vertically for humans, it makes a lot of sense to do it that way. Right. So we want lockers. In this case, I'm going to need a wall also, so let's just turn on one wall. Just one. I'll do wall gray. Give me a sense of scale. If I do that, I can fit 3 of them against the wall. be skinnier. Yeah, something like that. That'll be fine. A bit of depth. Let's make him a little less deep. A little more deep. There we go. Do I want to add a split this way, or do I want to do it as a separate mesh so that I can animate it later? I think for now this is fine. Little personnel locker. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna take these, extrude them along normals. Give it a little foot. Something like that. All transforms, origin to 3D cursor. Oh, that doesn't make any sense, does it? No, it doesn't. Alright. The place I'd really want to foot is here, isn't it? That's right. Let's go here and turn on our food replicator. Let's move this to weekly booster assets. Call it locker. Hide it for a second. I'm just gonna go here and grab this. Duplicate that, split it off, hide the food replicator. Don't nearly need to rename that. Go to locker. There we go. I wonder if I should rip those so then I could animate it. I'd have to solidify it then as well. For the time being, I'm just gonna leave it. Just going to leave it, chat. Let's put the origin to geometry for right now. Oh. I'm not entirely sure that I love that at all. How did you get so proficient in Blender when there weren't multiple tutorials to follow? There were plenty of other awesome tutorials to follow. Lots of other amazing teachers. Among them, Grant Abbott is one of the best if you're just starting to learn Blender. Grant Abbott helped me get over the initial hurdles of, like, you know, the insanity of learning Blender for the first time, which is very helpful. Grant Abbott is a real one, it's true. I come back and you're making a space fridge. Nice. It's a locker, actually. I was thinking. But could be a space fridge. That is fine as well. Alright, let's train these together. Let's grab these. This face. Assign to emissive. Yeah, it's probably good. 1, 2, 3, big, medium, small, it's fine. Excuse me, chat. This. Green. This guy. Thinking off-white. Something just very simple. Make these darker, it'll kind of look like a gasket, sort of. Just to add some separation to it. I think maybe this should be red. Blue? Blue. I want kind of just another detail here. Oopsies, I don't want to get there. Mesh, cube, scale, just here 2. Scale at Z, delete this face. Okay. There's a locker. That makes more sense, but I'm of the mindset anything could be a fridge if you stick enough ice cubes in it. 100% agree. Well, let's also make the base here just a little bit. Oh. Well. Yeah, I don't need that face, do I? let's grab these faces. Just gonna grow it by 1. I just want to make that darker. Where are you? There you are. Could be a fridge. You can make it whatever you want. Hey Zach, how's it going? You liked my shield painting? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I got a lot of people. A lot of people were very angry about that video, which was very funny. There's a whole bunch of people being like, "This is the least efficient way to do this." And I was like, "I know. That's not the point. The point is to teach people that it's a way to do it, in case they want to do it that way. 'Cause some people do." Alrighty, there's a locker. Here, let me see this. Okay. I set up stream elements. It's not working, but I set it up, so we'll see how it goes. What's up, Mayo? How's it going? I'm working on some extra assets. Ooh, Mayo, you qualify for these extra assets. Same thing with channel members. So channel members and patrons of at least the medium garb tier get the weekly asset booster packs. So you'll have access to these, Mayo. That shield video changed your life. That's why you're here now. Well, I had hoped it would be helpful. I didn't think it'd be that helpful. That's really good news. I'll show you what we've done so far, Mayo. We got this fridge or locker. It was meant to be a locker, but it could be a fridge. Let's see what else we got here. We have a food replicator, which is right here. Pretty simple. And then a tiny little ship. Just a little ship display. Just fun things. I think Streamlabs isn't working because I didn't log in to my YouTube live page from Streamlabs. That's probably why it's not working. But that's right. Not a big deal. You like it? Awesome. Yeah, the rest of the pack is done. Like the free version of the pack is done. I have exported it all as FBX, OBJ, and GLTF, and I tested them in Unity, Godot, and Unreal Engine, and they're all good to go. So I will probably be launching that later today, and I'll keep you guys posted about that. Let's see, what else are we gonna make? What else am I gonna make? USS Molten Bolt and CBL01. Yes. That's what this is. Right here. I should actually rather prefer to cut this up a little bit. Oh no, I don't. Actually, I want it right there because that part's elevated a little bit. Hello, Parallel Highway. How's it going? How are you? Let's see. Good. Origin to 3D cursor. Oh, 3D cursor should probably be at the world origin. There we go. That one's good to go again. I got an itchy ear, chat. What the heck? Okay. Let's go for... Oh, you know what might be fun, actually? This is just Kind of turning into an homage to my favorite sci-fi shows. Maybe. It's a bit bigger. Yeah. Oh goodness. Get something like that. That'd be better. It's going great. Struggling with some grass optimization in Godot. Dang. Alrighty. Stargate, yep. 'Tis a Stargate. Ugh! Visibility sets. Okay. Oh, I should probably I'll transform order into geometry. Here we go. Now we'll get some better results. There we go. Oh, what, you win? Yeah, you win. It was a Stargate. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. %, correct. That is correct. Alright, now... Oh, no, that's going to actually change that, isn't it? Let's just make it emissive, it's fine. See, there we go. That's emissive. Something like that. This to be like a bluish stone. Stargate. Stargate. Alright, let's now... maybe what we do here, I just want to make it a little bit more interesting than just a straight up one-piece Stargate. It's just floating there. Let's do this on both sides. Whoopsies. Me. Stargate is copyrighted. Might have to go with something else like celestial body entryway. Let's call it a star portal. There you go. All right. Wow, I've never seen a technique for coloring like that with the gradient squares. Super cool. It is an awesome technique. I agree. So all of the, every single one of these, except for Atlas Hollow, the backdrop is just for rendering, so you can ignore that one. But all of these, even the glass, uses the same single texture image. In my case, I've just created different materials out of them, but it's all the same texture. It's a great technique. Let me just bring down the background scene world, please. There we go. All right. Grab these and these. I want something there, but I think I'm gonna append something to it. So I think what I'll do actually, cube front AGZ1, scale it down. Till it matches roughly. Oop. Grab this face. Of course, these two faces can be deleted. We don't need them. There we go. Just something to add some more shape variation to it. Let me catch up on chat. Looks neat. Thank you. I've made several games using palette textures like that. It's great for Roblox games. 100%. Yep. These assets would be so perfect for an old project of mine. Maybe you should revive it. You should. Do it. Alrighty, let's see what else we want to do here. Do we want to maybe... something like that? might duplicate and mirror those on the other side. That way it doesn't have a front or back. Is there anywhere I can get those gradient squares? I'd love to try it myself. Yeah, you can just Google. You can Google gradient atlas infenzia. That's a good one. There's also on his website, he has an even better texture. Let me see if I can find it here. Which is free for people to download and use. It's way down at the bottom here. Okay, so thanks for the chill session. Gotta head off. Are these live streams usually on a Thursday? So normally they're Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon-ish Central Standard Time. I did not stream last Tuesday because I was not feeling well, but for the most part, that's the schedule. Yeah. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time is when I'll be on. Can you make your own? Oh yeah, you can make your own in Krita, Affinity, Clip Studio, Photoshop, all of that good stuff. Yes, you can, very easily. But just at the bottom of that page, I linked Valente. At the very bottom of that page, there's a PixPal palette texture, which is flippin' awesome. If I hadn't gotten started using the one I'm using already, I would have used that one, but unfortunately, I had already started. It's a bit late now. Just gonna mirror these in the Y. I'm gonna join them to here, scooch them back. Oopsies. There we go. Till it's roughly the same size. Okay, it does not need to be perfect. That's pretty dang close though. Okay, Star Portal. Is there anything else I want to do to this to make it more interesting? I think this is okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Move it into weekly booster assets. Alright, let's take stock of what we got here, chat. So what is this doing? Snap to the grid, please. Okay, cool. And then a tiny little... So cute. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I can delete these curves. Actually, I don't need them anymore, I don't think. They're just guides. So what do we got 4 so far. I'd like to have about between 7 and 10. I would do between 7 and 10 per week. I think that's a fair... Because that's what? That's either 21 or 30... Wait, no. That's 3 weeks. 4 weeks, so that's 28. If I do 7, that's 1 every day. Or 40. So 40 additional assets for people who decide to support me on Patreon. Or our channel members. I think that's pretty alright, considering all of the other assets are free. To get an additional, like, 40. Ooh, that's not bad. So far, we're only at 4. So we're going to go for between 7 and 10. Something like that. Alright. Gotta use my sci-fi brain, chat. Let's think. What else would I like to see? You know what I was thinking might be fun, actually, is a like a tool for the engineering room. Don't want to circle. Like a tool chest thing. Yeah, that's definitely the technical term. Know what I'm saying? Like, you know how in mechanics shops they have those, like, giant red snap-on Toolboxes? That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I got snapping on. That's why it's being weird. There we go. How tall is that? That's pretty tall. Weapons rack? Yeah, that was kind of one of the things I was thinking too. Make some very simple weapons. But in particular, actually what I'm going to do, in particular, I was thinking about, we'll do a tool rack first and get a sensor. Toolbox wall, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna use that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that'll be fine. Oh no. Oh. Duh. Suggested some kind of sonic shower thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Also, did you do a communications station with a mic and headset or two? I have not. That's a good idea. Just full of good ideas. Thank you. That's not what I wanted to do. I only glimpsed what looked like a bridge command bay asset when I first jumped in today. Yeah, it's like a command console. It definitely, I feel like it could use more than is there right now, though, for sure. Rather than make this really high poly, I think what I'm going to do is just... grab this. Oh. I love this asset pack. The aesthetic is so different from anything I'd ever make, but I can imagine so many uses for the pack. You can make an observation window wall or a piece of big viewing screen. I do have windows. I don't have a big window. I should probably do that as well, but... And thanks, yeah, it's, I looked, actually, before deciding to commit to making assets. I looked to see if there were, like... if there was a nice kind of pack of sci-fi assets, and there are, but there aren't any that, like, have, like, really moody lights and, like, emissive stuff. things like that, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I mean, why not? Why not, really? Okay, I want to grab these. Oh, I gotta unwrap it first. Ugh. I did take this face off already, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, good. There we go. Alright, let's grab this one. Assign to metallic and make it red. So I grab this face and scale it. A little bit. You get a little bit of variation in the color. Right now I gotta make some tools. It's also very quickly. Alrighty. Just assign, let's group these together. Assign them metallic. Editing. Let's just grab these. There we go. gonna solidify it a little bit. Apply. There we go. Alright, now we gotta think. Toolbox. Move that into weekly booster assets. Switch into 3D cursor. Whoopsies. Oh, turn off wireframe. Turn to 3D cursor. Here we go. That one's good to go. Now. Think of some funky sci-fi tools. Let's see, how am I doing? Using my mind chat again. Then we're just gonna add another cylinder. Like that. Optimize it a bit by getting rid of these faces. One, two, three. All right, let's grab these. GG to edge slide. I want two of them to be close and then one of them to be larger. Actually, all transforms origin to geometry, so we get this scaling correctly. Here we go. Scale in the X. Scale over. Same thing here. Alt E, extrude long face normals. Scale in the X and then scale down. Just a little bit more. Extrude long face normals. Scale in the X. There we go. Maybe grab these faces, these edges rather. Transforms origin to geometry, scale. They should probably be metallic. on. Ugh. One random tool. Space wrench, I guess. Here, add a mesh. I'm just gonna add in something a little strange here. These ones I'm going to leave all of their faces intact, actually, because might want to position them in a weird spot. Discrawl. Goodness. Discrawl. Do you have a med bay, fire extinguisher, and med cabin at walls? I have a med bay. Fire extinguisher I don't have. That's a good idea. I return with egg and bacon sandwiches. Oh, that sounds so good. Hungry. Make a squiggly screwdriver? I might do. Might do. This I'm thinking. Let's go here to here. Atlas. Probably metallic. Transforms origin to geometry. Make that last little bit a little lighter. My lights off. Oh. Oopsies. I forgot to fill that in. Goodness gracious. I hope your egg and bacon sandwiches are delicious. Squiggly screwdriver. That means to make a helix very easily. I might do, actually. Mesh. Let's go to a torus. Torus. There we go. Let's make it 8 and 8. Scale that way down. Way down. Up there, all transforms, origin to geometry. Let's just do an array. Go to a mesh. All transforms origin to geometry. Be to bevel it. Give it a handle. Yep. I want them to be recognizable as tools, but not recognizable tools, if that makes sense. There's a lot of geometry there I probably don't need. Problem solved. Medbay is a genius idea. It is an excellent idea. Were you guys not here when I had the medbay built? Okay. I'm gonna open recent. Here's the medbay. Hydroponics, medbay, command, briefing room, galley, sleeping quarters, engineering, a little bit of everything. Some medical beds might not be terrible though. That's a pretty good idea. Solder rail, solder tool. Sure, we'll call it that. Origin to geometry. Bar. What axis? X. 180. That in weekly booster assets. I don't really know what this is. I'm gonna say art. Let's see. You could put some kind of scanner thing like a communicator within a emissive screen. I've got so many screens. I didn't realize the cryo chambers were a med bay. Well, I think you're right. I think we should probably put like a sick bed in there. Medical beds and some kind of wall-mounted med kit. Ooh. Ooh. All right, so we got the tool How are we doing in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, 7. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's turn on the bed. Single. Hello? Oh, props. There we go. Single blue. Okay, I think a med bed should be slightly bigger than that. I have kind of an idea what I want it to look like also. Something like that. Here. When I see cryo chambers, I think long-term deep space travel rather than medical. Yeah, I think I might, because one of the different groups, like one of the different themes of assets I'd like to make in the future is starships and hangars. And I think it probably, that would be a good setup for like having caskets nestled into walls and stuff like that. I think you guys are both absolutely right that there should be like there should be medical beds, not just caskets. I mean, the caskets don't have to be sleeper caskets; they could be medical caskets too. But hide that now. I can shut furniture back off actually. Just gonna move this into weekly booster assets. We're gonna call it med bed. All right. Med bed. Okay. I have an idea for a shape I want. I can see it in my head. What I need to do is I need to bring in a cylinder with 3 sides. There we go. Let's bring it down to the right size. What am I seeing in terms of this? Okay. Oh. Yes. Okay. Make it just a bit taller. Transforms origin to geometry. Level it like that, I think. Line these up how? Like that. Okay. Mirror. Around the mirror empty. Good. Yes. Alright, let's grab these. Just want to grab all of these faces. To be flat. In fact, we can get rid of those, can't we? There we go. Now, I think what I want is a cube. About same height. Something like this. Line up there more or less. the same thing here. Go to the left. Make it so that we can see through. Ugh, wasn't in edit mode. Mercy. Right. What's happening? Where am I? Where did those shapes go? Are they in Flores? Uh-oh. Okay. Good grief. There we go. Right, that was only incredibly painful. Not too bad. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah, I don't know how busy you'll be after the stream, but if I post some reference images in the channel Discord, could you give me advice and maybe answer some questions I'd have about emulating it? Sure. I'll get around to it whenever I'm there. Do I need those ones too? No, I don't. Ugh, kill me. Why? Okay. Mirror. Mirror empty. Mesh. Mesh. All transforms. Origin to geometry. Here, I'm just going to bevel these two sides a little bit. Shrink it in the Y just a smidge. Hey, let me catch up. Thanks, my dude. I'm in no rush, as I need to find where to put those images anyway. All good. Yeah, when I'll get to them whenever I'm able. I'm gonna keep rolling for a little bit longer, chat, and then I'm gonna head off. But where's this gonna put us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 8 fresh assets for the weekly booster pack. I think that's pretty good. Alright, I want to grab these. And I want them to be this color. This is something like this is what I was thinking. And then these be somewhere in the whitish, grayish area. Then this guy to be somewhere in the that guy somewhere in the lighter grayish. I want the sides to be darker. Something like that. And then the pillow can be gray. Maybe a little bit darker than that. Maybe good actually is to give it give it like a sheet. There we go. Scooch it over to like here. Right, and then I think we should add some gubbins. And get up. Alright, let's see. Some square buttons. So just add some. Right here. I think we can just really need to just change that hotkey. It is actually legitimately going to drive me insane, chat. One of these days. Let's mirror these on the X. Like that. Did I just add lights somehow? Yes, I did. Alright, let's bring this into green. What's the other one? It's also green. Let's make this one blue. Different blue. I'll make this one green. These ones green. No. Orange. And then this last one can be blue. Right, there we go, I got a med bed. Not a terrible haul. Let's see. How do you decide which assets to animate versus not, like the cryo chambers and the generator? Just basically whether or not I think I have an idea about how to do it. Because I'm not an animator. Like, I'm not really an animator. I have a concept, the most basic concept of how, like, animation works. These I would like to be darker. A lot darker. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Yeah, just kind of, if I have an idea how to go about it, sometimes I will try and do something I don't know how to do, because it's fun. But generally I'll have thought about, like, for example, with the centrifuge, like if I go back to the centrifuge, I knew I would have to have three animations for it. If I go to the non-linear animation, you can see there's 3 here, because I knew that if someone was putting this in a game, they would need, like, unless I just animate it to constantly be going, which is useful in some cases, but if it's for a game asset, there's going to need to be an animation when they push the button, so the spool up. There's going to need to be an animation where it spins indefinitely, and then another one where they push the button again and it winds down. So there's a spool up animation where it reaches speed, and then it spins and spins and spins and spins. Yeah, I did consider having the orbs swirl around. Yeah, for sure. Like the planets. Yeah. And right now, because this is the first asset pack I'm releasing, I'm going to take it easy on the animated assets and just see how it does. But I was wondering if you were going to do a lid on the med bed or make the bed hover like a hover stretcher. I could do that. I'd probably have to animate it if it was hovering. I mean, I could just do a floating one, but I was thinking like a solid one in a med bay. Yeah. But in any case, that's gonna wrap it up for me today, chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let me just quickly show you what we accomplished today. We built a bunch of extra assets. These are weekly booster assets for my patrons. Got some tools. So every week I'll put out between 7 and 10 of these, in addition to the ones I already released for free. So we got a star portal, a fridge and or locker, tiny little ship model, some tools. I mean, they're pretty basic tools, but you know, a med bed sort of thing, food replicator or some device, whatever. Which is kind of a bit small actually, so I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. Here we go. And then a like a snap-on tool chest thing. So just tiny little supplementary assets that can make a difference in your map. Awesome, thanks for sharing this whole process. Love seeing your work in progress. Thanks for hanging out. It's great to have Excuse me, it's great to have people to chat with. Especially people who are excited about 3D, even if it is simple stuff like low poly. Thank you for the stream, and you're welcome for the hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's nice to hang out for sure. I should be back on Saturday. Sorry I missed last Tuesday, but sometimes that's gonna happen. But in any case, that's gonna wrap it up. I'll try to get my stream alerts and stuff working for next time as well. I'm not sure where they weren't, but it should look a little nicer. All right, everybody. Hopefully I'll catch you Saturday as well. Thank you so much for coming to hang out.